Welcome to egate.ai. In this lecture, we will understand data model. The moment we talk about model or we say modeling, that means we are talking about some conceptual representation, right? So the first thing we learned is that this is a conceptual representation, right? And we have also seen that earlier, that everything we talked about, that the actual data which you see, or the tables or relationship which you see is basically the conceptual representation that you see in the UI, but actually the data is stored in the file system itself, right? And on top of it, database management system runs. So data model is basically a conceptual model, and it provides you structured and organized way to manage data. So the eventual goal is to define, okay, and manage data. So basically, there are certain models which was proposed, okay, and of course one of them is relational model, model. All are the proposed model, or all are the data models we are going to talk about. So this is not so important topic, but still, for our information, and as a database student or engineer, we should know these things. So let us just go through it one by one very quickly. The first one is hierarchical model, and as name suggests, because it is hierarchical, okay, the data is stored in tree format, right? So data is stored in tree format. Every record has a parent, okay, and can have multiple child. So one to many relationship is present over there. And then this was basically one of the earliest data model proposed, okay, and which was opted by IBM, and one of the database system, that is IBM IMS, that is information management system, was built using this data model, or they used this data conceptual data model, that is this hierarchical model. The second one is network model, where what was there in the hierarchical model was that you had one parent and multiple child. That restriction was removed, okay. Here the relationship now is many to many, so one record can have multiple parent and can have multiple child, right? And that's how it was designed, network model. One of the example is IDMS, that is integrated data management system. This database management system followed network model. Third one is relational model, which is most important for us. This was proposed in 1970 by EF Codd, and the data is represented in terms of relations, right? So in terms of tables and relations between the tables, right? So this is the representation of data in relational model. And one of the example, or few examples, are like MySQL, because it was widely adopted. You can find many examples. Few of them are here, like MySQL, MariaDB, Oracle, MS SQL. These all are following relational approach or relational data model. The next one is entity relationship model, and this is very high level modeling. What does it mean is that it doesn't go too much into technical detail, and it utilizes graphs and symbols to represent relationships. So this is also very useful when when two semi-technical or non-technical person are interacting. This database model can be used to discuss the requirement. So this is very helpful, and this is so representation of various things like entities, relationships, and attributes are done graphically. And eventually this is a pre-step of database design. Like first we discuss the requirement, etc., in model, we mature the model, and then we go to design the relational database, okay, so that we have minimal change at later stage. So this is widely used, and this is also one of the very important aspect in our topic, in our course. So we will cover it in detail as well. Next one is object oriented data model. Now this was introduced to utilize, or to gain the benefit of object oriented concepts. So records were object here, and the operations were methods, and this was supposed to be one of the organized kind of data model, but it was not so popular, and this was, for example, used by Object DB. Next one is Object Relational Data Model. This was a very smart proposition. Like, it utilized the object oriented concept, right, to get the advantage of object oriented modeling, right? And then it also utilized a relational model. So this was Object Relational Data Model. So PostgreSQL utilizes this data model, Object Relational Data Model. The next one is NoSQL data model. NoSQL has recently gained a lot of fame, and due to, of course, its performance and scalability, but it has various variations. One of them is, say, document model. So here the records are documents. Like in relational, we have tables, we have documents here. One of the famous example is MongoDB. Then we have Columnar database or data model. This was specifically designed in order to work with big data and performance, and also for analytics purposes. Cassandra is one of the example. Again, graph-based modeling is also proposed and is there for NoSQL data model, and one of the example is Neo4j. I have not heard of it or used it. I just got it from a book. And then this one is key value modeling and key. So if you have used Redis stores data in key value pairs, right? So Redis uses this data model, and Redis is really efficient and very fast database. We use it for caching as well, by the way. So yeah, this is one of the very successful data model here, key value pair. So this was overall everything about data model. In order to check your learning, maybe you can solve this question and see how you are doing. Which one of the following best describes the purpose of a data model in a database management system? So the first option is, it is used to physically store data on hard drive. Physically, right? This is a wrong keyword. We understood it is a conceptual model, right? So this is incorrect. It defines how data is connected to and accessed by the operating system. Again, this is not correct, right? It provides a structured way to visualize and understand data and its relationship. So this sounds what we have studied, right? It is a primary language used for writing database queries. This is wrong. This is talking about SQL, right? So this is which is sounding correct, and actually this is the answer, right? So if you did it well and good. Otherwise you could watch this video again. And as I said, only the relational model and ER model is something which is really important for us, and we are going to cover in more detail later. So see you in the next lecture. Thank you.